Okay, welcome back to Sabado Sessions podcast. We're your hosts, and today we have Gustav Hedlund, fresh from Sweden. How are you, sir? How's everything? How's training?
Thank you. I'm good. Training is okay. It's moving forward. I'm in a bit of a the deload week before the Europeans start the peaking.
Yeah. But in general, though, so you're all healthy, no injuries, nothing like that?
I had problems with my bench since Worlds. I've been a bit, what you say? I've been a bit crooked. The bar has not been totally straight.
Oh,
My backside of my not the shoulder, but like the shoulder blades, some small muscles in the shoulder blades were like irritated, inflamed, or something like
oh,
that. So
wow.
I couldn't really tuck the left elbow in as much as I wanted.
And you've been getting that seen to or fixed?
Yes, I have been to a chiropractor, and I think that's the name in English.
Yes,
It's
It is, yeah.
like massage and basically massage and cracking and stuff like that.
Okay.
So a bit of treatments like that I've been going to, and I have incorporated some bands.
For the warm-ups.
Warm up with bands and stuff like that a bit more.
Okay.
So it's working. So that's good. I've been struggling with that basically for like a year perhaps, and I didn't have any pain. So I was like, what the fuck's wrong? I don't have any pain. How can I be crooked? Then I went to see this guy, and he was like, yeah, these muscles, these very, very small muscles, but they made a big difference.
Oh, and
I should
obviously
have gotten the name in. It's like a Latin word. Nobody knows.
I mean, we
I
could
wish
still
it-
Google it, you know.
Man, we're not Latin ourselves, isn't it?
It was some small stuff.
Just surprising how, to be honest, when you see a professional, what comes out their mouth, it was just gonna buffer you, just gonna surprise you, isn't it? You know. Gustav, I have a question. I'll bring us back to South Africa. All right, in the Battle of the 93. I know now it's probably, we could say, is old news, old school news. People don't talk about it anymore. But I mean, I'm sure since South Africa, you really haven't really sat down in a podcast with us or anyone so far.
No.
It's great just to get your take on it. The Battle of 93, Gustav, if I'm right, I could say South Africa was not really your best performance, compared to what we were expecting.
No, it was not really my best. I was a bit before I left for South Africa like 3 days before the competition. I weighed like 97 kilos or something like that in the morning.
Oh my God.
So I was a bit heavy before. So I lost the weight, and I couldn't really eat so much before the competition because I was heavy. And so I think the refueling was a bit bad, because otherwise I usually go down in weight a bit, like right now I am at 94 already.
Mm-hmm.
But then I try to be as heavy as possible, as long as possible.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give it a try, because I usually don't have so much trouble with weight cut. But this time when I went down, I think, I couldn't refuel as much, and we had the late competition start as well. Like 6 in the evening, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
the start
it was. Yeah.
It was at 7 p.m., isn't it? Because of Eurosport.
Yeah, 7 p.m. So it was like 7 or 6 p.m. So I couldn't eat so much. I couldn't refuel during the day. And I had like the little irritation in my shoulder. And so it was so many small things that were off, basically.
Yeah. But obviously now you've learned from that. You won't be, your plan is to not do that again, I suppose.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
It was bad move for me.
Yeah.
But it's always good to experiment certain things, and I'm just like surprised that you had to experience that at a world championship. Sometimes we do things like a national or divisional, not an international comp.
I was like, I don't know. I just wanted to try because I felt like I thought like, well, why wouldn't I be able to refuel so much?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe it was a bad move. But now I know that it was not like the way to do it for me, because many people, they can usually, some people can pull that off and like to refuel and stuff and
Yeah.
do it. But for me, it didn't really work. I didn't get my refueling properly in when I did it. When I came in so heavy, so late.
Yeah. That, but so obviously now you're at lighter weight. The numbers, have they been affected at all, or are they looking better than they did
They
compared?
are, well, the peak isn't done, so I don't know what the heaviest will be. But based from the training I've done recently, it's looking very quite similar. It's not like I've dropped. It's maybe I can't. Of course, I can't handle as much heavy volume as I could when I weighed 98, 97. Then I could recover a bit faster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like the top strength it almost gets better when I'm down to 93, 94.
Okay. So what? So
Because of the angles and stuff.
okay. So
Because
what?
I saw some of your training last week. Some of your squat looks really solid. You know, I know you're saying the strength hasn't been affected or it's gone back. I could probably say you look really strong on your squat. I don't know if you have a lift, because the deadlift you haven't really shown us much in terms
No,
of
I've
like
not
but
posted so much because I've done a bit changing and stuff. So I will show you in the coming weeks.
that's great. That's awesome, because
Will come.
the squat literally, I was looking at it, I'm thinking, if anyone is sleeping on Gustav at the Euros, you're wrong. So
Yeah,
you
it's
look
been
really
good.
strong there.
Yeah, squats have been really good. And now I have not even been, it's been like heavy trainings. So it's like not fresh trainings.
Yeah.
But I still managed to squat 300 quite easy during the training. So it was like, it's been good squats actually. And deadlifts have been coming along as well nicely. But I've done a bit changes and stuff. And so it will come videos soon on that.
Okay.
Is it the change you're talking about, the way you lift or the coaching side?
It's more of the way I lift. It's basically like a bit with the foot stance and stuff like that. And since words, I've been doing a lot of stretching to the inside thighs and stuff like that, so I can open up more and start with a higher hip position. So I've been working on that, and I think it will pay off now during the Euros quite a bit.
The Euros coming up, have you also been like following the other 93s that you could potentially be going up against? Because we have had Emil Krastev.
Yeah,
on this podcast.
I guess he's the biggest competition.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the German Steinbeck. I think it's us
Sasha?
Sasha?
Yeah, Sasha Steinbeck. I think it's us three are like the biggest. I think so, because I have not looked at the final nominations.
I think those are the top three. Yeah, your Krastev, yourself, and Sasha are the top three.
Yeah, I think we're the only ones above 850. I would guess.
Yeah.
So I think it will be us three that it's up to.
So when you think about you three being above 850, because I asked this question to Emil as well. When you're doing your training now, I know European is one of the biggest competition for us, the Europeans that we do. Are you looking and thinking, okay, was Kaiko or Chance numbers? Would I hit those numbers at the Europeans? Or is it something you're thinking, do you know what? It is the Europeans. I'm going there for the win. And then next year I'm going to battle them in Malta. Or you're looking at those top numbers?
Top numbers, of course. But I think that we are capable of doing the top numbers at the Europeans. So it will not be so much. It will not be a walk in the park compared to the Europeans. I think it will be a hard battle, actually.
Yeah.
It's not like a nationals or something. So.
Of course not. I know. We're covering numbers right now. Krastev mentioned 900 plus. What was it? 900 plus endurance, wasn't it?
he said he's working toward the 900 plus. He did not say at the Europeans though. He
Ah,
said he said
working.
he will be the first 93 to get a 900 kilos total.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
Well, I will have to be chasing him to get that 900 first. It's my first thought. But it will be, that's a number I've been chasing, or I was thinking like for a while. 900 in 93 would be cool.
Yes, yes.
So I will definitely be chasing that alongside him. And I guess I guess the Americans are doing this as well.
Yeah, Chance and Geico. So would you say, Gustav, would you say the battle that is coming to the Europeans, Championship, would you say this would probably be one of the most difficult European Championship you ever done or you ever seen in the 93? Because personally, since I started lifting in 2016, I've never seen a 93 class at the European being stuck with three of them, one of the top three lifting in the world.
It will be a stacked, definitely. The only Europeans close to us been stacked is when Anatoly were still in the 93s.
Yeah.
1 year, but then he went up after that year.
Exactly. Yeah.
So do you thank God that Anatoly went up? Do you sit there saying thank God because he went up?
I've done. Who knows what he would have done in the 93 if he stayed?
Yeah.
Because I think he did 850. He didn't do 860 in 93.
No.
He did 857 or something.
Yeah.
And I've beaten that now. So, but of course, he's a really strong guy, and I respect him a lot. And I usually have contact with him in the messages and stuff.
Oh wow! So do you frequently speak to the other 93s in the world?
Sometimes, but I think usually I speak more to Anatoly because I speak a bit Russian, so I text him and stuff.
Oh wow!
Oh, so if we have Anatoly, you can be our interpreter. You can actually translate our translator.
I don't speak so much, so but in the text I have time to, like, if I have to Google Translate and stuff. So I don't
okay.
So how is he feeling, by the way? He's Anatoly. Is he looking forward to the
He's
European
good.
Championship?
Yeah, he's looking forward to it. He's good, and he's safe with his family. But he stays with his family at his farm, or their farm, like so he trains in his basement and stuff. But he's been okay because the fighting is quite close to where he lives in Poltava. So so it's I guess they have a rough time, but I guess they're doing okay when I asked him.
Good. That's good. Nice to hear that.
But back to the 93s though. Do you follow the people you're going to be potentially up against and follow their training and see?
Yeah. I see when they put up stuff. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Any thoughts? Any thoughts, like in terms of I don't know if I can beat this guy, or do you reckon it's going to be close?
None have put them up, like, well, I guess Emil put up the 8230 bench he made. Because otherwise none have put up so much heavy lifting, like from the peak and stuff. So,
yeah.
But I think Emil put up the 830 bench, or 830, the 230 kilo bench.
Yeah.
That was a good lift, definitely. So it was a.
So would you be transparent with your peak and post your heavy lift on social media?
Yeah, I usually post quite many of my heavy lifts during the peaks. Sometimes I did not, sometimes I do. It's like, it depends a bit.
What does it depend on?
A bit like if for me posting, a lot of it's about if I feel good about the session, and if I get like time to post it, because I usually post it like 1 or 2 days later from the training.
Oh.
I usually am like, if I finish training like late, then I'm like, I have to eat food and stuff, and do other stuff. So sometimes I feel like other stuff get up, and so then I don't post it. But I have the clips in my phone,
Mhm.
and sometimes I feel like it's a bit repetitive, like when I post my stuff. Yeah,
But
it feels.
the repetitive stuff shows consistency as well, though.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true, but sometimes I feel like, oh, how many people want to see, or it's like sometimes
Oh,
I feel a bit like
don't
I
worry.
post.
A lot of people want to see.
yeah,
A
like
lot.
if Gustav can do X number again and again and again and still maintain, like, no injuries, no niggles, no nothing, that's something to definitely consider. If they're not, then they're definitely not seeing the bigger picture, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
Because the other thing as well is like, don't forget, apart from Chance Mitchell, you are the only guy that are giving Kaiko a battle of his life. Right? When people talk about Kaiko battles, probably people not even going to talk about Chance versus Kaiko, a world. People will probably go back to 2021
you
world
won. Yeah,
when you and you and Kaiko went head to head, where everybody knew, oh yeah, this is for Kaiko to lose. So yeah, because people saw Kaiko totaling like what 800, like close to 895 kilos. So
yeah,
people were like, it's Kaiko to lose. But when he came to Sweden, when he met Sweden's own, that's when the game changed. So don't forget that. So when you say that, who's gonna watch what you're posting? Of course, people watch. You know, people watch because you are Gustav. You can't take that
yeah.
away from powerlifting.
oh
It's good to hear. Because
yeah,
sometimes it feels a bit like repetitive and stuff. So sometimes I am a bit like, yeah, I can post something later.
okay. Well, then let's go back to something that isn't repetitive. The coming Euros in Poland, you're not. What's your plan? Is it going to be going again 3 days beforehand? Obviously, your weight is different from how it was in South Africa. You're lighter,
Yes,
and you don't have
yes.
to do a substantial weight cut. Is it going to be the case where you're going to be there 3 days before, or just the day before, or and what's the game plan there?
I am coming there. I think I'm coming there 3 days before, but it's like in the evening. So I will do my last session like at home and stuff.
Okay.
But I will be going there. Yeah, it's 2 days before. One, two. It's 2 days before I'm going there.
2 days before. And then
Yeah.
obviously from there, the protocol for you would just be like managing the weight, recovery,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
going for the game day.
Exactly. Finding a good grocery store, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Regular
exactly.
stuff. Getting the supplies you need and just taking it easy.
How long is the travel for you from Sweden to Poland?
It's 1 hour and 30 minutes, something like that.
That's easy.
Yeah, it's very close.
Is it going to be the case where you're going to be with the team or just going to meet the team there, the Swedish team?
We are traveling quite many people together, I think.
Oh wow!
During our day, me and I think Emil Norling is coming with me. I guess Eddie Berglund is coming with me as well. My girlfriend and Alexander Eriksson's girlfriend as well.
Whoa, yeah, that's a lot of people.
We're a big group traveling that day.
Man, and obviously the Swedish team is feeling confident, like, because obviously, last European Championship was at your home, it was in Västerås. Everyone was going out, and then again, are you looking to get the same sort of results, like all the wins as in as many weight class?
Yeah, that's the goal on every European side for us. But I think we're in good position to win a couple of gold medals. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
How about I know this is not your weight class, but obviously you sound close to Eddie Berglund as well. He's gone up a weight class to the 74s. Is he, or are you thinking, yeah, he's good for it? Like he's definitely going to be trying to win.
I think he is. He will definitely be trying. He will be or trying. I think he has a good chance of winning the gold actually.
Oh
Yes,
wow.
definitely. He has done good competitions in 74, like the Swedish nationals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the big if or big but is his bench with the new
Mm-hmm.
rules. But they're not implied yet.
Yeah, no,
They will apply next year, so he
yeah.
can
Yeah,
do
so he has like
all
he has
the
three.
arts he want in the world. It's fine.
Yeah. So then I think definitely he will be a good high potentially winner.
Oh my god.
Wow, that's impressive. We had Emil on the podcast. Emil mentioned that with the Swedish team, the way your selection is done is only if there is potential podium or potential medal into a particular lift. That's how you guys are selected. My question now is, does that make things hard for people to get in the team, or it makes it easy?
Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard for people. But and another big thing is the like budget for the competition.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a big budget, if it's like close, then they send very many people.
Okay.
If it's like an expensive, like South Africa were, then they send fewer people. Then you have to definitely have like podium chance or good lifter. But if it's like when the competition were in Sweden, then they put people in every weight class because
Yeah.
we can afford it.
Yes.
But usually you have to be the best lifter to get the place.
In that respective weight class, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to basically be able to get a decent placing usually.
Okay.
If the budget doesn't allow for like, if you came in like 10th place, if the budget is good, then perhaps they send people to do it as well, because you can't pay, even if you want to pay yourself, you can't go basically.
Oh wow. So it's
that's why it's less people.
So the criteria is definitely decided by the federation then, in terms of who they want to send.
The federation's like elite committee or something.
So they'll send someone if there's a chance, but even if they want to go and they want to pay, you can't. Wow.
You can't, no.
So
and I think that's sometimes a bit weird too, because if you want to pay yourself for and everything, then it's like, yeah, if you have places in the team, of course.
Yeah. From my perspective there, Gustav, I think it's good, that your federation is more than happy to, pay for your, I'm guessing your flights and accommodation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess that's good. You get support in
very
that
good.
sense.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
Yeah, but on the flip side, say for example, if there was someone who wanted to experience internationals, the only way is to be the very, very like best in the world, not even just in Sweden, but the best in the world. So how can they progress, learn what, there's definitely a difference in terms of how someone performs nationally and as well as internationally, right? There's things that you have to learn on the go as opposed to just, it's not the same, basically, like competing internationally and competing internationally. There's certain hurdles, there's certain like things to learn.
Exactly. But I think in Sweden, our nationals are very high standard, very high standard. So if you can pull off a Swedish national, then you basically know what the IPF meets will be like.
Yeah.
Usually, I felt that way. When I started doing like the Swedish nationals and stuff, and then when I came to like my first worlds in 2017, I was like, yeah, I know this stuff. It was like, it didn't feel like foreign ground. So I felt very good and prepared for it, basically.
What about the travel and everything like that? I mean, like, I'm not saying it affects everyone, but there are a select number that is like.
Some people are affected hard by it, and I've been across the world a couple of times. So I've done it with big time difference when we did it in 2018 in Canada. So then I was jet lagged and still managed to compete.
And you won, didn't you? You won in Canada. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah. I did more. My junior, it was my last junior year, and I totaled more than the Open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Crazy.
remember that day. I mean, talking about we just spoke about the national day. You mentioned about the Swedish national is really high standard, which is
Yeah,
definitely you're right, because I've watched like two Swedish nationals live for the
yeah,
past few years, and they venue and
yeah.
they
It's a good
just you
venue.
look
The
at everything. It's
judges, yeah,
yeah, it's just amazing. So, which
yeah.
is like kudos to your federation in terms of that. But that brings me to the question here, where when we had Nolan said something on the lines of, if you're number one in Sweden, you do not necessarily need to do the nationals.
No, you don't have to do nationals. No, that's true. You don't have to do it. You don't have to win that to be able to go to the competition, worlds. Uh,
So what do you need?
So, how do you
you
qualify
have
for world?
you you only have to have like a. I guess you have to have done a competition within a year with so the total is valid.
So
And
Okay.
if
if
so
nobody is if nobody's better than you, then you still can go.
wait, so if say for example you did a I don't know whatever city you're in, you did a competition there. It's not
Yeah,
necessarily nationals, but if that
yeah. I
total,
can do like yeah, I can do like a regional meet here.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
registered and still somebody goes to the nationals, but he's weaker than me, then I still get to go. Yes.
Oh my God.
That
Wow.
is that is interesting because for some nation like us, the national become the standards, is the
Yeah,
qualifier for world. Although now like there's a lot of things now involved into the selection process, but the
yeah,
national in the past has always been the qualifier for international. But to hear experience like you saying, if I total more in the divisional and anyone that does the national win, they don't total more than me, I still go. It's really
yeah.
interesting to see things like that. So would you say it is a good process or a bad process in terms of like
Mm,
the national meant to be, come on, you are the national champion,
yeah.
but
So
the division
that's a
is
bit.
different.
I usually do the nationals.
Hmm.
Mhm,
I almost always do the nationals. I only skipped like one nationals in 2017.
Yeah.
mhm.
Back then, I didn't have such a good employment, so my boss was a prick, and then it was like.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
now I've switched that out. But of course, the good thing with that system is like if you say somebody would miss nationals because something like that,
Hmm.
Mhm.
then you still get to go because then the strongest guy get to go. Because if the
Yeah.
guy who won that year is instead of me,
Mhm.
I could have won that competition with like a broken leg. It was like I could have done my warm ups and won
Oh
almost.
shit. But
And to get see to that if that guy got to go to the worlds, then
yeah,
I think that would have been wrong as well.
yeah, because he
Mhm.
wouldn't have been able to get, he wouldn't be able to
Yeah, he would
contribute to the team.
exactly. He would
Yeah, yeah,
embarrass us
yeah.
almost. So
But on the flip side though, just a thought, would it, from your like how it's ran there, would that make nationals itself redundant almost? Because if, for example, just hypothetically, every specific champion in the different weight classes won their regional and not necessarily have to attend nationals, whoever won nationals don't get to go because everyone else in their respective weight class have a higher total in their region. That doesn't that make nationals itself sort of.
yeah, it makes it a bit weird bad. But people are usually doing nationals still
Hmm.
because they want to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Because I
Some
guess,
people, the most people do it.
yeah.
Some who are not like don't want to go. Some people do that, but the most people do the competition.
Okay. Okay.
It's really interesting because as you said there, if that system you guys have is still attract people to come and do nationals, literally that can you're easily telling me there the love of powerlifting in Sweden is really strong, because in Britain, if you remove the national that not being a qualifier for an international, I mean,
Yeah,
I kid you not, I don't think many people do national. I'm not going to go to national. Why should I go to national? You know,
yeah,
I'm not
Hmm.
going to stress myself and travel all the way to whatever city. No, I'm just going to go to
yeah,
my division a weekend hit big numbers, and I stay at home and chill. So do you know what I mean? That really shows the love of the sport in Sweden is still going. Talking about the love of the sport in Sweden, how would you say powerlifting is being perceived in Sweden at the moment? Is it something like into 2017 when you started, or it has changed?
It has changed a bit. Not for me, but it's I guess it's grown a lot since I started. I did my first competition back in 2015, my first nationals. But of course, you can see powerlifting now is like way more common in like commercial gyms. Before it was like almost only at basically in Sweden we have like a club system, powerlifting club, like so it was only the clubs who did powerlifting back when it was equipped lifting.
Yeah.
It was restricted to those clubs basically, and you have to be registered at one club to compete at like nationals and stuff. So it was a bit closed before, but since I started, very many gyms have like commercial gyms have opened up, and powerlifting has grown. I don't know the exact numbers, but I think we are somewhere around 35 to 30,000 registered lifters in Sweden total. Like so it's quite many people registered.
That is a lot. It kind of makes sense now, because when we were in Västerås last year, we saw posters on the roads, like on the normal streets. Like, is it like, is that the case also for when there's a nationals? Like, is there posters as well when?
Usually we have like posters and stuff, and so it's quite big venues usually as well.
Oh my god!
So and the sport, and we have like a big good. We have a good federation with like employees and stuff. So it's quite good organized actually.
I think apart from the Americans in terms of like the marketing, the show the Americans always put up is always second to second to none in terms of that. I think, to me, what I've seen, what Sweden has done with powerlifting, many people haven't really spoken about it much, but Sweden has done tremendous work with powerlifting in terms of like, we were in Västerås, we were in Essenberg in 2019. Look at the venues.
It's good venues and good like warm up areas. Good.
Honestly, it really was.
So it's very good. And of course, we have Eleiko, our home company. So we have the expertise and stuff. So
the growth of the sport itself, right? There's been a growth from when you started to now. Has there also been a change in terms of like, obviously I don't know everything, but I'm guessing there's membership fees for every lifter, and
it depends on your club that you're connected to.
Oh wow!
So then it depends entirely what club you have and what deal you have with them. So.
Oh, so you don't essentially have to be just an individual signing up for a membership to the federation.
No, you can't. You can if you like. You can start your own basically club if you want to.
Oh wow!
But then I think you have to be then you have to pay some fees and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
But so it's usually cheaper to just join an existing club. And to get like an elite license, then you usually have to pay like a fee. But I guess it's like in euros, it would be like, I think it's 80 euros per year, 85, depends on the currency.
Whoa,
something like that.
85 euros a year
for like and then you usually have to like pay for like the gym membership as well. And that can depend. That of course depends on the location and all this stuff.
And then obviously the competitions, is there an extra fee on top of that, or is it just covered by the club itself?
Usually it covers by the club, but sometimes there's a fee perhaps.
Okay.
But it's usually like not so much. It's like a starting fee or something, but usually the club pays that fee.
Okay, so I know we've spoken about the fees and what you guys could pay the clubs that you belong to. Um, in the upcoming few months, literally in March, there's going to be the SBD Sheffield.
Yes.
That is a money meet. First and foremost, what's your take on like a powerlifting competition that involves money prizes?
I think it's good. It's a sign that the sport is growing a
Mm-hmm.
lot, and it's serious money. It's not like, hey, you get 500 euros.
Yeah.
Like, oh, see you. So it's serious stuff. So that's good to see. And I guess the
So how,
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 place still gets quite a good amount.
Yeah.
So I think that's fair or a good deal, because in some sports it's like only the winner gets like everything.
yeah.
But for a sport to like, if you want to grow it for real, then you have to be like, oh, then you have to give a bit wide. If you give like the elite, but a bit wider elite, a chance to get a good amount of money, then I think it's then like more people will be hungry.
Yes, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally make a career out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
True. I mean, we had the Europeans. I saw the Arnolds here in the UK. When was it? Was it, I think, in September? So
Yeah.
I was surprised not to see the Swedish team. I was expecting at least a couple Swedish to be on that list. Do you know why you guys didn't come, or you just decided, you know what, fuck it, we're not going to the UK?
The IPF Instagram account actually wrote to me like, hey, you want to do this competition? I was like, shit, is this Gaston or who is this? But I don't think none of us were like thinking about it, basically. We had our sights for the Europeans. At least I can only speak for me and Alexander Eriksson. We do like usually are planning together. And we never even, we didn't even mention the competition. So we had our sights on the Europeans.
That's a shame, bro, because like there was money prizes for the
There's money to collect there.
Yeah, it could have been a good one, but then I would have to have decided it before, and with the training, and it was a bit close to Worlds. And perhaps for Alexander, it's a bit with his work. He has recently has been working there for a while, but he has got a new assignment or a bigger post at AstraZeneca. It's a joint.
Oh, AstraZeneca.
Yeah, it's a joint Swedish English pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, it was one of the ones that gave the COVID vaccines, right?
My free COVID vaccines are AstraZeneca. Yeah. So if something happened to me, I'll find Eriksson. Tell him that.
Yeah, fine. But he works in the economic department. So
okay.
It's a big company.
Yeah, it is.
That's interesting. There's always this. I mean, next year we're still gonna have the same competition, but it's not going to be the Arnold anymore. The name will change. We'll come to something else. But is this something probably you will consider to come around and collect some checks?
Some year. It would be fun to do some meet like that some year. Yeah. I've always wanted to do an Arnold Classic.
Yeah.
I've always had it on my mind. But I did actually do a invite competition in Spain in 2017, the European Classic Cup.
Yeah,
that's I guess the closest thing I've done to sort of being like that.
A money meet, sort of money competition.
Yeah, but it was no money back 2017.
Okay. The Arnold's top prize was 3,000 euros.
Yeah, that's a quite good paid price.
I think that's a decent price to come over to the UK for a weekend.
For a 2 hours job.
It's good.
1,000 euros, not too bad.
Yeah, but I guess also it's like then it's a bit more planning for me, because then I have to, usually the federation pays for my like flight and hotels and all this stuff. They fix all that.
Oh.
So usually it's a bit like, for me to compete is quite easy. But if I would do the Arnolds, then I would have to book and pay for everything myself.
Yeah.
So then it would be a bit more big of a company to pull. But I definitely want to do an Arnold's or some meet like that any summer. It would be quite fun to do, actually.
Okay. Well, obviously the next big money competition is Sheffield. So you just mentioned, I think Eddie, right? He's gonna do it. Man, I know we spoke about him briefly, and he's gonna be doing 74s. He's got a good chance to win as a 74 in Euros. But I'm pretty certain that the criteria for him to compete in Sheffield is to do it as a 66, if I'm correct.
I don't know if it is 66 or 74. I've not read it like you. I've not read it, but I think he has got the invite, and I think you can weigh what you want. It's like it's as if not.
Yeah.
I think you can weigh it because it's not the weight class system. You can weigh like what you want. So because it's based on points.
I mean,
if I'm correct,
it's not based on point. Gustav, is they
world
because
record
they especially the prize money is by the world record. So if he weighs, let's say 67, they will want him to break the 74 world record. So that if he weighs 66, they're going for the 66 world record. So he has to choose rather 66 or 74s.
Yeah. Of course, he has to be in the right weight class. But I think it was something wasn't it like the world records, Taylor Atwood's world record was worth most. His was highest level.
Yes, exactly.
So he doesn't have to break the world record to win usually, because his record was highest point posting. All the world records did not have the same level, basically. Something like that. I think the Benjamin Banks posted like a list on the like. You basically got like a point percentage based on how good performance your record was. I think the 120 kilo and the plus world record were like the lowest value, and Taylor's of course was the highest, and it was like some ladder. I've not read it detailedly, but it's roughly something like that if I remember correctly.
So Taylor is looking for like he's the winner right there.
Yes. If he does his world record as it was now, he would win.
So
and
is it
it's right, I think.
Is it something that yourself as well that you go on a plan or in a target that to work hard and get that Sheffield in 2024?
Yeah, it would be fun to do Sheffield. And I don't know how it looks with wildcard spots now. I guess they posted some new wildcard spots.
They haven't. I don't.
No, they haven't.
Because I think after the Europeans, they will pick the wildcard spots.
Yeah.
And I would definitely hope that I do a performance good enough so I can get one of those cards. That would be fun.
That would be very interesting. You'll be going up against Chance Mitchell again. And...
Yes, say hello to him.
You know, he watches our podcast, so I reckon he's definitely gonna see this.
Yeah, we're friends.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
But so obviously you know your plan is to perform really good at Euros, potentially get the wild card invite, and then you'd have less than 3 months, right? Less than 3 months to prepare.
Yeah.
Should you get the wild card invite, would that be enough time for you to be like, all right, cool, let's get this money?
Yeah, definitely. It
3
would
months.
Yeah, that's enough time to do it, because of course if I had done like a meet close to this one, then it would perhaps be hard, but I definitely can pull off to do like to do the Sheffield as close to that one. That definitely possible.
Damn. And then
so that means the Europeans 3 months later Sheffield, and then 2.5 months later World.
Yes, worth it. Totally worth it.
Actually, I don't know if you're allowed to discuss this, Gustav. You're I've correct me if I'm wrong. You're a sponsored SPD athlete, are you not?
Yes.
And then obviously it's sort of like the criteria for you. Should you place at Worlds, you get some form of like reward from SPD for your performance.
Yes.
Obviously with the way things are done in your federation, does your federation get any of that, or is it all for you?
It's all for the lifter. The
Okay.
SPD reward you get.
Okay, that's good. That's good because
Yeah.
I was just looking back now. You know, obviously with the whole you can't pay to go for yourself. It has to be the decision of the federation. I thought maybe that would get affected somehow, but it's really good that it doesn't.
No, so it's you get all the price yourself.
Yeah.
So what about in Sweden? Apart from paying for international, this is the elite, right? The elites, every nation elite. We are in different bracket compared to the rest, right? So, is there anything that the federation does for those ones that can't make to the international?
You get like we usually sometimes have like special training sessions, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We usually have, and then we can meet, and they like pay for people's traveling and the food and some expenses, and so we have like a joint training together, stuff like that. And I think you can get help if you like need some chiropractor and stuff. You can like get help from the federation with that stuff as well.
Oh wow,
that's really good.
So they have some stuff they have, but usually we got more stuff when we were in the juniors, when we were juniors.
Okay.
Then we had like trainings, like training week in the Canary Islands, like a all-inclusive hotel and stuff like that.
Wow.
What?
Did they still do that?
Training camp. They have not done it recently, but we had like when my generation were juniors, then we had a good session with those stuff. Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
This is I've never heard of this before.
And we had like meets in the capital, Stockholm. We have like a special place with the National Sports Federation. Have basically a big complex with like gym, restaurant, all this stuff. The big training facility. We had like meets at that place, training together for a weekend or stuff like that.
And this is
4 times a year.
And this is just for the Swedish team to like, improve, get to know another and everything.
Yes. Before competitions and stuff like that. We had much stuff like that for the junior years.
Bro,
wow. This makes me realize how behind we are.
Yeah, like
educations. We had like educations. Different people come and educate, like all the way from like your diet stuff, injury preventing. We had like a basically a what's the English word? A psychologist, but a lady who studied like sports psychologist, basically. Stuff like that. So we had a bit of stuff like that also. So educational stuff, very much.
And this is all provided. This is all provided by the federation.
Yes,
bro.
It was a big investment from the federation and the government.
Mate, I think I'm gonna ask for asylum seeking in Sweden, mate. I need to pass a Swedish passport.
No, whoa, this is amazing, man. No, honestly, this is big. Like in terms of support and help and everything else, this is a ton of a lot more than, because we've spoken to the people from the French team, we've spoken to the American team and everyone else. But in terms of support, man, the Swedish have really like gone above and beyond to help their athletes.
We had a very good education to start from that.
This is why probably I could say they have got that much power to decide who goes to international, who doesn't, because
Yeah.
they actually put the support in place for the athlete, which is
Yeah.
really wonderful. You know, I mean, personally, I've never in powerlifting, in any other sport, maybe, but in powerlifting, what you're saying now is the first time for me to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that much support that people get, and I wonder why your junior team, they're really good. Look at
Yeah,
you,
man.
Yeah.
you know, and look,
So
Emil.
we had a good run, and we are getting some new juniors as well to fill up the
Mhm.
spots.
So,
But
so with you guys as the senior team, the elite of the country, do you normally talk to these juniors in terms of like support or coaching or even just hanging around them?
No, we have not had we have not had any like meetings with them, so I have not spoken to so many of them. I have spoken to when I beat at the nationals, Yu Long Lee, and
mm-hmm.
then I shake him up with before at our nationals.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's not like we meet them so often.
He's a
So
world
It
champion
was
now, isn't it?
as your junior world champion.
yeah. So I'm guessing the juniors stay with the juniors, and then the open stay with the open. That's how.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I don't think they have the same funding anymore to do all the stuff that we did.
Wow. So
Mhm.
you're literally the last of
The
that
last one.
generation.
Yeah, but it maybe come back.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
But
true.
then I think we had a bigger junior team.
Yeah. You
Mhm,
did.
We
mhm.
had we had a way bigger junior team, and we aged out basically.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well,
And
Gustav, if it's all right, let's go back to you. You're as athlete and what's to come in Euros. Just to go over numbers again, because it is still in the back of my mind. I'm still very much
yeah,
interested in terms of what you're planning to hit. Is it going to be some sort of like redemption in mind from how your performance was in South Africa? So or
mm, yeah, you could say it's sort of a redemption for
Mhm.
myself
Yes,
against
yes.
myself.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because obviously
So
you could have done way better. Everyone
yeah,
expected you to do. Well, I
yeah,
know I did.
yeah. So I'm like look perhaps looking at like 320 kilo squat, something like that,
Yeah.
and perhaps uh, like 215 kilo bench, something like that.
Yep.
215 around there,
Okay.
and perhaps 350, 360 kilo deadlift is something that I'm looking forward to.
Bro, that's 895. Yeah, I just did the little maths real quick. Bro,
Yeah,
895, bro. That is serious. Like that's a serious
yeah,
total.
yeah. And it doesn't feel so unrealistic if I get my shit together.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. Oh fuck.
That's what I'm dreaming about.
Oh
I
man.
think the strength is there. It's just the execution on
It's
that day.
exactly. It's execution wise, and to get it feeling good. And I'm working on it, and it's like I I'm working to see it happen. So and it's anything that's good is of course not easy to do, but
Mm-hmm.
I
But,
will I will
but
work hard to get it.
yeah, I mean, from speaking to you now, gathering everything you said, you said you had some shoulder issues, shoulder blade issues. You've got that sorted out. You've
Yeah,
sorted out the weight as well. The travel to Poland isn't that great. It's only an hour and a half away.
yeah,
You get there
it's
2 days
easy.
beforehand. So
Yeah,
from the in hindsight, like it from the bigger picture, looking at it now, everything could potentially work for you. There's a greater chance of it working for you as opposed to how it was when you went to South Africa, where the travel
yeah,
was a greater length of time,
yeah,
your weight wasn't so well, and I think
yeah.
you mentioned your shoulders were still like feeling away.
Yeah, then
Um,
I didn't get any treatment from it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've done like four treatments at the chiropractor
Mm-hmm.
since the worlds, or five treatments I've done.
Damn.
It's like a one every 4 weeks I've done. up to now. So it's been much better.
Okay. So wow, yeah. So 895, bro. Looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Don't
something.
worry, this is a safe place. This is a safe podcast, Gustav. When you get at 895, whatever happened in Sweden, sorry, in Poland, you come here to talk about it first, right? Because
Yeah,
that will probably be
Definitely.
the biggest. That will be the biggest international total at 93 ever.
for real.
For now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for now. But
For now, yeah.
you know, Gustav, I know you said like hour or so. Is it right if I just ask you a few more questions
Yeah, sure.
before you go? So, you know, okay, say, you know, Poland's there, you're talking about the potential Sheffield invite.
Yeah.
You're speaking 895 now. Just a yes or no from you, immediate, like whatever first comes to your mind. If 900 is there at the European Championship, would you take it?
Definitely.
Okay. So
Definitely.
my follow up to that is obviously 895 or 900 even is, correct me if I'm wrong, that's going
It
to be
is
the
a world record.
new world record.
Yeah.
Should you get the Sheffield invite, you know, right, that you're gonna have to get some form of obviously the percentage above it to get the record. No, not the record. Sorry, to beat that record, you're gonna have to beat yourself.
Exactly.
So with that being said, would you still take the 900, or would you be like, let me, if I'm good
I will
for the
check.
win?
I will check the books and see exactly what they say. If it's good to like save in the tank.
Yeah.
Of course, if that would be the case,
Then
perhaps
you'll
that's
save it for the
smarter.
tank. Oh yeah.
Definitely. If there's some gain to do that. But I think,
But-
as we spoke before, that the records had a different value.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do 97, if Taylor would do 97% of his record, and if somebody would do 100% of theirs, I still think he would get more money.
Yeah.
I have to check those the lists they posted and stuff.
But
To
it
see
would be
exactly what
nice.
they say.
It'd be nice if you can break the current 93 world record. It would be nice to see that,
In
which is
Poland
standard
or
in Poland, because it's
yeah.
standard 873, I think.
873, yeah, or 876.
Something or 78 or 73, something like that.
Yeah,
But
stuff like that.
Yeah, if you can get like 880, it will be good. Because I know Chance is competing in in Asia in the next few weeks. He's going to be doing some, I think it's in the Middle East. I think in the Middle East. Yeah, he's doing a competition. Full power.
Like full competition, or
yeah.
I mean like with the judges and
yeah. He's doing that. I think he's doing that in the next few weeks. I think 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. And it's pretty much at the same time that we're gonna be at the Europeans, probably that time. So it's gonna be interesting to see what he weight and what he's gonna do. Because if you go for that world record in Europe, then that brings questions. So it'll be interesting.
Interesting to see.
I had a question, right? It didn't literally floating my mind since we started. I know this is nothing to do with powerlifting. This is about cooking. Every time I see your story, you cook some of the most banging steak I've ever seen. So tell me, is it that one of the skill that you have as a chef, or is it just that you love food and you love meat because you're not vegan? So you love that?
Yeah. Well, I'm not working as a chef, so it's a skill that I've learned during like the years of eating a lot of food.
Yeah.
But it's like good meat, so I enjoy it, and I enjoy cooking good food, because consuming good food is nicer than consuming bad food, I think.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And I think I think I got pretty strong, like by eating all that good red meat and stuff. I acquired a good base strength from it.
Yeah. From now on, steak every day.
Yeah, good steak. Yeah, eat steak. Of course, I eat chicken and stuff as well.
Yeah.
But I usually try to get like a good steak meals in, and or I do it like in a Dutch oven, as it's known in English, like a clay pot or big. I do my stews in that.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's better to do if I do steaks to have my lunch box or dinner. I
Yeah.
usually prep my food, so I have
Yeah.
it in like a box.
Yeah.
Then I usually do it in the Dutch oven and stuff like that. So it's better to when you microwave it.
Yeah, of course.
But
Yeah,
if I have time, I usually try to cook my steaks directly.
Mate.
And
Joey, I don't know if you see that food that he posts on Instagram. When you see, you're just looking like, damn, this kid can cook.
No, but I'll definitely be looking out for it because I love steak too, bro. I honestly love steak.
Yeah, it's a good. I usually do some good stuff. But my girlfriend, she likes the potatoes more.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you can have the steak, she can have the potatoes.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
hey, man, if we're ever in Sweden again, you gotta we gotta try these steaks, bro. If that's all right with you.
Definitely, if you come by Stockholm.
Yeah,
do-
yeah. I
do
mean,
some stuff.
we've been twice already during when we haven't tried the
know.
steaks yet. So
Especially if you come during summer, then I can pull the barbecue out and do
bro,
my
summer in
grilling.
Sweden is really nice. I must say.
I usually do some techniques with the grill, and you do some smoke stuff, and so it's very good.
Oof.
Ooh.
Joey, summer, Sweden.
Hey.
Boys holiday.
Yeah, bro, I'm down, bro. I'm down. We could bring our partners. But no, Gustav, back to the Sheffield thing. I just want to say real quick that if you do see that you should, hold back a little bit, on the world record, just so you can get like a bit more monies at a potential wildcard invite in Sheffield. And I just want to say you're welcome for giving you a heads up, because man, I just want the best for everyone. I want the best for you, and you honestly,
he doesn't want you to break and then go to Sheffield. You don't get checks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Talking about lifting, last question for me, and I'll end it to Joey. Would you ever move to 105?
Probably in a couple of years, I think I would do it. When I fill out the class, then I would definitely think about moving up a weight class. But I guess it's a few years from now still. But with my height and stuff, I think 105 is eventually my class I will be in soon, later.
Okay.
But as for now, I have a few more good years in 93 left.
That's you going up against Emil.
Yeah, definitely.
You're a good
but
friend.
Yes, but I look forward to that day. It will be fun.
So you're really looking forward to him not going to World anymore?
Perhaps, or not me going to Worlds. We will see how it ends. But I will do my best, and I don't like to lose, so I will give it all I have. Definitely.
Oh, man. Well, Gustav, thank you for coming on, man. Honestly, I really enjoyed this talk.
Yeah,
definitely
thank you for having me.
Definitely looking forward to those steaks as well, man. The way you were talking about it, I'm like, I have to try this. I really have to try this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed coming on. I know you've not done a podcast from anyone in the UK.
No, first time in UK, and I have not done a podcast since like 2021, I think, something like that.
Wow, well,
it's been a while.
Hopefully, we can have you back on after the Europeans and potentially after the wildcard invite.
Yeah, it will be fun, good to see, and then we can talk about the peak and stuff, how that went, and what we had in planned.
It's true.
Yeah, that'd be good, bro.
And I will be doing my interviews in Poland, Joey. Don't worry. And I'll get Gustav on the interview pad. Don't worry.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Cool. I guess we're staying at the same hotel, so it will be close.
Yeah. Of course, it's definitely the same hotel and close. All right. Thank you very much, mate. We'll see you in Poland, my friend.
Yeah. Best of luck in training and everything else.
See
good
you
night, bro.
See ya.
Yeah. Good night.
Bye.